Hi, NARC troopers. Today we're going to talk about the 3 different reasons why narcissists, sociopaths, and psychopaths do what they do. What are the 3 motivating factors? There are 3 intentions, there are 3 objectives. I guess you can call it a lot of different things, but we're going to talk about that, okay? So first of all, the main reason that narcissists and sociopaths and psychopaths do what they do is because they are trying to get fuel. And fuel is also known as supply, and it is the driving force, the impetus, the catalyst behind everything the narcissist does. Fuel can come in the form of affection, adoration, attention, all of those A words, and they'll do anything to get that. When the fuel that you have becomes stale, dries up, isn't as good as it used to be, has become predictable or not satisfying in some way, they're gonna just move on and replace you like that. Just poof, they're gonna be gone. And they're gonna replace you maybe before you even know that anything is wrong. But they're just gonna move on so fast your head's gonna spin. They'll be with somebody else, living with them, partnering, maybe even trying to marry them within days, if not maybe weeks after the discard, or if you're lucky, after you left, after you escaped. Either way, they move on very quickly because they have to have the supply. They have to have this fuel. It is the one thing that, because they have no inner core. They don't have an identity. They don't have normal people feelings or emotions. They don't have object constancy, which means out of sight, out of mind. You know, once you're not right there beside them, it's like they don't ever think about you. Sometimes you think, oh, does my ex-narcissist sociopath ever think about me? No, they don't. The answer is no, they don't. They're busy with your replacement. Why would they think about you? They have no guilt. They have no accountability or culpability. They don't take responsibility. They won't accept blame. They won't even admit that they did what they did or said what they said or any of it. They're going to deny the whole thing and then figure out some way to blame you. That's the beauty of it. It's just amazing. So I know a lot of times they do things, they abuse over periods of years with intermittent reinforcement, which means they're just perfect sometimes, and then they're the opposite of that, and it's pretty horrific and abusive, and they do something horrible, and then it's perfect again, and then it's horrible again, and all of that going back and forth. You know, after you've gone through a few cycles of that, your quality of fuel is not going to be what it used to be. You're not going to be able to have the starry-eyed, just gushing fuel that you once had for them, when you know some of the things that they've done. And even though they are capable of erasing you and the things that they've done, just like this, we are not capable of that because we're real people with real feelings and emotions and a conscience and all of those working parts. And we do remember. And so, of course, our quality of fuel is going to plummet after so many abuse cycles. You know, we may not be able to get away, but we sure can't be providing that attention, affection, and adoration the way that we once did. So the first thing that makes a narcissist or sociopath tick is this fuel or supply, and it is the number one thing in their life that they have to have it. They have to have it. They cannot provide it for themselves, and they have to have it from external forces. And if you're not giving it, then they're going to have to get it somewhere else. Which brings us to number 2, is residual benefits. I read this term somewhere recently, and I thought that's exactly what it is. Residual benefits are just sort of the perks. Let's call them the perks. These are the things that the narcissist or sociopath gets out of pairing with this person. When they couple with them, in these relationships that happen very fast because of the love bombing and all of that. When that happens, they're getting something. It could be money, meal ticket, free place to live, somebody to pay half the rent. It could be connections, like this is a power person who knows people, who can network and do things for the narcissist, sociopath, and we're just going to call it a narcopath. That's much shorter than saying narcissist, sociopath, psychopath. And they could be all three or any combination of the three, because that's kind of how that works. But yeah, I think that if they need to be getting something out of it, and the something that they get out of it could be connections, networking, power, money, something simple like a car, arm candy, somebody to promote their career, whatever it is that they want. The residual benefits from the relationship are something that they definitely take into account. It's almost as if, without knowing it, they are asking themselves, what can this person do for me? What can this person give me? In addition to the fuel or supply, what other benefits, perks come along with my pairing or coupling with this person? And so that's the second thing that drives them. So we have the fuel or the supply, which is really important. I think that that's number one on the list, the fuel and the supply, because that's the gas in their tank. And if they don't have it, the car doesn't run. And then the residual benefits or any of that other stuff, it just doesn't matter, because they have to have the fuel to be able to survive. And narcissists, narcopaths, are very adaptable. They are survivalist. If the apocalypse comes, the end of the world, they're your man. They're the ones you want to be next to, because they are survivalist at all costs. They're going to do whatever they need to do for themselves. If you happen to be along for the ride in close proximity, then I guess you can benefit from that. But they're definitely going to do, whatever that they need to do to survive. Yeah, because they are very easily adaptable. My little stand fell over. Sorry, guys. Because they're going to do whatever they need to do, because they had to survive some horrible trauma when they were younger, and they have learned to be adaptable. They have, here's something to think about. They had to create a false self. So if they could create a false self, then they can recreate themselves anytime and in any way that they like. Let's think about that for a second. If they had to create a false self out of nothing, because they were that much determined to survive, that adaptable, that clever, if they could do that and create this whole false persona, then of course they can shapeshift like a chameleon and become anything, anytime, as whatever purposes suit them, whatever it is that they're trying to get or achieve or whatever. So yeah, so these so the fuel and the supply is the number one thing that we need to remember above the other things, because without it, they can't live. It's what keeps the false self intact, and they start to disintegrate right before your eyes. They start to disintegrate if they don't have that fuel and supply, because that's what keeps the mask. You've heard about the mask, the narcissist mask. It's a thing, and it's real for them, and for the people looking at it, you think it's real, but it's not. It's not real. It's just it's something else. So the narcissist is driven by the fuel and the supply, the residual benefits that they get. And then, you know what? I'm going to save. I want to talk about the third one and make a whole broadcast about it, because I've talked about fuel. Residual benefits are easy. It's obvious and very simple what those are, but the other is a little bit more complex. So to keep you hanging and tuned in to the next episode, I'm going to do a whole episode on the third thing that sort of makes the narcissist do what they do and act the way they act. Might have something to do with magical thinking, might have something to do with their detachment from reality. They are delusional. They live in a world that isn't real. And yeah, it's very interesting. So thank you for being here with me today. We're getting close to well, we are in the holiday season. This is December, guys. And so yeah, we're already in the holidays, and we should be like drinking, you know what, I had hot eggnog. That's a tip of the day. You know, I do these vlogs, just sort of stream of consciousness as I think about it, very unedited, raw, unfiltered. And I just want to tell you, in trying to understand all of this, you need a break. You need a break. And when you take a break, try some hot eggnog. Just put it in a skillet or in the microwave. Make it hot like coffee. You don't have to put booze in it. I don't drink alcohol. If I did, that might make it taste better. A little shot of brandy in it, but heat it up. Heat it up. Put a little whipped cream on top, maybe like they do at Starbucks. And you have a great escape from all of this mess. All right, well, this was a short installment. On my next episode, I will talk about that third thing that drives the narcissist, because I have some stuff to say about that. And I'll tell you a personal story. You know, I am guilty of tossing in the personal stories. I want to tell you, I read an article written by a fellow writer, podcaster, speaker, on this subject, this area of recovery from abuse, recovery from relationships with narcissistic and sociopathic, psychopathic individuals. And he said that there's different categories or cadres of people who do what I'm doing. Some of them have a very polished and professional package. I call it the triple Ps. They have a polished and professional package that they offer you for a fee. And some of those programs are really good. I'll plug one for you, Melanie Tanya Evans. I really like her program. And then there's like a lot of ones that are that charge like by workshop. You know, they do so much for free, and then they charge workshops. Some of them do workshops for free, and then then they have something else that you can purchase. There's even some who don't have anything that they're selling. Maybe they've written a book or two, but they're renowned people in the field, and they are the real doctors, unlike me, not a real doctor, but some of them are. There's a guy named Sam Vilken, I think it is, who is amazing. I think, don't hate me, I think he could be Russian. Yeah, but he's good. You gotta look him up on YouTube. He's good, and he's smart, and he writes really well. He doesn't write like a researcher or like a psychiatrist or something like that. He writes like a writer, like, you know, beautiful prose, beautiful explanations. Oh my gosh, sometimes I read it and it's like, oh my gosh, I wish I could write like that. I'm a writer. Why can't I write like that? Yeah, it's like that. And there's just so many people, Dr. Romani and Kim Saeed and Lisa Romano, and I can just keep going. There's so many different things like online programs and podcasts and little videos and whatever, you know. But mine is not the triple Ps. My podcast and these vlogs, I know a topic that I want to talk about, and then I start talking about it, and it just sort of goes where it goes. And sometimes I throw in something personal, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I show you, I do a meltdown with you, panic attack, and we just sit here and cry. I cry. Maybe you're crying with me. I don't know. But, you know, it is what it is. It's unfiltered. It's raw. It's unrehearsed. It's not polished, not professional, but it is rooted in some very honest truths, because I know my stuff and I know what I'm talking about here, and I have never told you anything that wasn't true. 100% researched, rooted in fact. And so all of these different people online, they all have a different spin on it and a different way that they are trying to help. I just want to educate. I have a couple of things. We just talked about what the narcissist wants, what drives him. You know what drives me? One is, it's been 18 months since my Narcopath discarded me, and making podcasts and writing about it. As an academic, I've been a teacher my whole life and an academic. And as a writer, I'm published and I already have writing out there. So I thought, what do I do? How do I leverage that for my own recovery? Well, I'm going to write articles about it. I'm going to make podcasts about it. I'm going to make a video vlog about it, because I want people to know about this. You know, I studied a lot of psychology when I was in college, and I did not spend more than a few chapters on personality disorders. And you could write books on this stuff, because I feel like there's more of it. I don't know that, but it seems like there are more, or at least people are throwing that word around very liberally when they shouldn't. But I really think we're seeing it more. Maybe, all around us. Politicians, celebrities, just people out there in the world around us. Maybe somebody we work with, or gosh, I don't know. But so the reason I do it is to facilitate my own healing, and I want people to know, I want them to be educated, because so many people, I would say the majority of people, they don't know what this is. They don't know what it is unless it happens to them. So it's just, I think we all need to know, and I want to educate people, and I want to flip on the light switch and say, look at this thing, look at this. This is for real. Look what I've found. Look what I know. Look what I've seen. Oh my gosh, you need to know this. Oh my gosh, you need to know this. So I want to educate. I want to flip on that light switch and point at it and name it and stamp it and say, look at this. Look at this. It is bad, really bad, and we need to know what it is. So for my healing, to stamp it and name it, to educate, and then there's something else. You know what? I think I'll save that for next time too. I'm being a tease today, right? I'm being a tease, and I'm not giving you all of it because I want you to come back for more. Okay, so that's all for today. I'm being silly. Okay, I'm being silly. I'm going to go eat something and do something else for a little while and try to focus on hope. And I'm going to try to focus on faith. My faith, where and I'm going to focus on gratitude, right? Hope, faith, gratitude. I'm going to try to focus on that for the rest of the evening. It's getting dark. It's the end of the day. I've had a busy day. I just got out of the shower. I'm ready to eat a little something and just kind of cozy in with my book or my laptop, or who knows, maybe some Netflix. I don't know. But yeah, that's what I'm doing. Maybe I'll have some hot eggnog. I've got some in there. Got to watch those calories though. I have eggnog light. Maybe that will help. Yeah. Okay. So I hope you're getting through the holidays without too many meltdowns and unravelings. They're very unpleasant, aren't they? And I've had some, but they pass, and then the light comes out, and here we are. And it's going to be okay. It is going to be okay, because we have real feelings. We are real people. We know how to love, and we know how to take blame when we screw up and say, man, I really messed that up. My bad. I'm going to do better next time, I promise. We know how to do all that. We have all the pieces. We have all the tools. We have real working hearts and souls. Maybe we're damaged, but not the way the people with personality disorders are damaged. We still function in a real way. And so we need to be very happy and celebrate that. Celebrate that, because we have something. They didn't take everything from us. We have something they will never have. We have something they will never have. Be well, my friends. I will talk to you again soon about that third thing that the narcissist what drives him forward. And then we'll talk about me. What is the third reason that I do this besides my own recovery and to give educational enlightenment? What else? What else would make me do this? What else would make him do what he does? Okay, well, that's another episode for another day. Okay, all right, bye.